I think the one that I guess hurts the most is that people think I'm a mean girl. Reasons. And then also just, I don't know. I feel like anything I do, anything gets hate. Like I could be walking down the street doing absolutely nothing and somebody always has something bad to say.
Changed my daughter's life. Thank you for helping me make her dream come true. We're here tonight just to support you and say thanks.
Be able to get your stuff back from the robbers, Kendall?
Are you out of here, bro?
On television, Kendall Jenner had one role, the normal one. The calm, level-headed sister who seemed unbothered by fame, grinding away to build something real outside the family circus. But the version of Kendall the cameras never showed, that's a completely different story. From reportedly mistreating employees and throwing money in their faces, to clearing out entire restaurants mid-service just so she could eat in peace, there's a pattern here that's hard to ignore. It all points to someone who genuinely believes she exists on a different level than the people around her. And honestly, given how her career started, that's not exactly surprising. When success gets handed to you without a fight, it changes how you see the world. This is the story of how Kendall Jenner put in the bare minimum, looked annoyed the entire time, barely broke a sweat, and still walked away as the highest-paid supermodel on the planet. But before we get into her modeling career, let's talk about that mean girl reputation, because the clips and stories that have surfaced over the years don't exactly match the sweet, relatable image she worked so hard to sell. And the first warning sign? It comes straight from inside the family. Kylie Jenner's former best friend, Jordyn Woods, admitted on camera that she was genuinely scared of Kendall because of how she treated Kylie.
It's funny, I was scared of Kendall for like the first 2 years I was friends with Kylie because they did not get along.
And Kylie herself looked Kendall dead in the face and called her the biggest bully she's ever had in her life.
Hi, you look really today. Yeah, you look really nice.
It's my favorite tint. The bronzer is really thick, but you have really big body pores. Does that make sense? Wait, but
Your back pores? I love getting in there on your spray tans.
Don't be sensitive.
But you get along when you're together, right?
Most of the time.
I loved your hair yesterday. I love when you're normal Kylie hair, but then you put like bangs or something.
I love the bangs.
We just really are different people.
Are those Louis? What? I've never seen them in white. That's fire.
We have different opinions on everything. We view everything differently.
That tracks pretty easily when you look at Kendall's history of going after her sisters, particularly Kylie. She's been caught shading Kylie's lips and cosmetic procedures, which is bold considering she's had work done herself. And when Kylie's lip kit business was completely owning the beauty industry, Kendall couldn't resist slipping in comments like,
you're super into makeup, and I'm obviously not as into makeup as you.
warm and supportive? Not quite.
Kendall said they were too big yesterday.
Are you talking about her lips? I don't know why you guys are even freaking out or talking about this though.
Why?
No one needs anything. Everybody's...
This attitude stretches well beyond family dinners. In an interview with People magazine, Kendall straight up admitted, "Our family makeup artists are scared of me sometimes." And apparently that fear wasn't limited to makeup chairs. A woman on TikTok who claimed to regularly cross paths with Kendall at restaurants and events described a very specific kind of celebrity behavior. Not the blend-in type, the make everyone else's life harder type.
I lived in West Hollywood the same time she was living in West Hollywood, and let me tell you, I saw her everywhere. This girl frequented the places I was frequenting, and we had many an interaction. I'm gonna be honest, most of the interactions were not positive. And to be honest, this girl was constantly making my life difficult, whether it was cutting the lines at the coffee shops or shutting down full establishments because she wanted to be there even though other people were already eating. Or my personal favorite was the time that it was my friend's birthday and we got a table next to the DJ, but she showed up and they kicked us out of her table. We got put in a table next to hers and we're taking pictures of the birthday party happening, and her security came up and started ripping phones out of people's hands because she wasn't 21 yet. And it was just annoying. There are some big A-list stars that don't do that, but she chose to do that. She wanted that attention, you don't have to be that way.
Let that sink in. Kendall Jenner has never seemed particularly bothered by the rules everyone else follows. She actually bragged on The Ellen Show about the stack of speeding tickets she's collected over the years, and casually mentioned that dropping her family's name to cops tends to make those tickets disappear.
My dad, actually, it's funny, when I was growing up and I'd get like a little like not stopping completely at a stop sign or like maybe like a little bit of speeding ticket, the cops would always be like, oh my God, I love your dad. Like I grew up watching your dad, or like, you know, saw him at coffee this morning, so I would most of the time get out of them.
So you'd get out?
Sometimes, not all the time. Not
how many speeding tickets do you have?
I don't know. Do people like, I don't think
well,
I've ever like
the fact
counted.
that you don't know says you've gotten a lot.
I've gotten a few.
She's been photographed parking in handicapped spots more than once, and after that, finally got called out. She didn't stop. She just moved to fire lanes instead. Tell her the rules apply to her too, and she doesn't handle it. Grace employee found that out the hard way at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, when Kendall was caught on video stepping right over the entrance rope instead of waiting in line like everyone else. The staff member scolded her on the spot, and the whole thing was captured on camera for the world to see.
Pisses me off about celebrities. I saw this. Apparently Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny rented out the French Museum. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because you guys are going to come for me. And the caption, people are like, how powerful is this woman when she can have it all to herself in the middle of the night? Powerful. It just got me thinking, like, powerful. What is power? Kendall Jenner is rich. She is beautiful. Do I think that she holds like a strong foundation of power within herself? Absolutely not. And I just find that so funny how much we equate like money with power. Like, this is the girl who didn't even want to learn how to do a model walk back on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. This is handing over a Pepsi during a protest. Is that power? When Doja Cat walks into a room or she performs, like, that is a powerful performance because it's somebody who knows what they're doing. They're showing off their talent. They're in their element. And I just hate that like these rich nepotism children will be viewed online as like powerful because they have money. Like, look at her power. Like, she did that. No, she didn't. Like, her assistants booked it. Somebody else planned it. She showed up. I probably sound bitter. It's not that I'm bitter, like, ooh, I wish I was doing that. It's just, I don't want the word powerful to be used to describe these like nepotism celebrities who don't do anything. They have the chance to be powerful. They're setting themselves up. They could do some very powerful things. They don't ever do it.
It's one of those moments that's hard to spin as anything other than what it is. Back in 2014, a story went viral that a server claimed Kendall and Hailey Bieber walked out of a restaurant without paying after being cut off from alcohol because they were underage. When staff chased them outside to settle the tab, Kendall allegedly threw $20 bills at the server and left laughing. Other restaurant workers have told similar stories, describing being spoken to only through an assistant, never directly addressed. One Brooklyn restaurant even posted a photo of her receipt online, drawing attention to the fact that she hadn't left a tip.
Never heard one good thing about Kendall Jenner. Girl, you have the kind of money that could like help solve world hunger, and yet you can't tip the wait staff? Like, that is wild to me, the amount of people who are commenting being like, yeah, she didn't tip me. It's like, what? Like, you can tell a lot about a person about like how they treat wait staff, and you can't even tip them. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised because the girl like parks in handicap spaces. That's diabolical behavior. Like, I can't even imagine what Kendall Jenner would have been like in the AIDS crisis.
And it's not just behind closed doors. In public moments caught on camera, you can see an eye roll the second she turns away from a photo, a smile that vanishes the moment she faces away from another model, a selfie with a fan followed by an immediate shove past her to exit. She's also faced heat for pushing a security guard at the Met Gala and for openly mocking another star's poses on the same red carpet. But the moment that's maybe hardest to explain away happened on the road. After a paparazzo photographed her leaving her home, Kendall allegedly tailgated him aggressively through a residential neighborhood, leaning on her horn the entire time. When he finally pulled over to let her pass, she still refused to let it go, continuing to blast the horn as she drove by him. So how does a person end up like this? Maybe it's what happens when the world keeps handing you everything before you've even thought to ask. When doors swing open without a knock, it gets easy to believe they were always meant to open for you, and that kind of thinking took root very early. She started modeling in 2009, at 14 years old. In interviews, she'd talk about a love of photography, calling it destiny, framing the whole thing like she stumbled into it organically. But here's where the story actually begins. She put together an album of amateur modeling shots and handed it straight to her mother, Kris Jenner. Kris made a few calls. Just like that, Kendall had her first campaign, then a magazine cover, then a runway debut at New York Fashion Week. Within a few years, she was the highest-paid supermodel on the planet. That rise didn't just happen fast, it happened suspiciously fast, and people noticed. So how exactly does someone go from a homemade photo album to $40 million a year? As the nepotism conversation got louder, Kendall pushed back hard. She told one interviewer she'd stripped her last name off her modeling comp cards, that she showed up to every casting herself, that she ran all over New York and Europe booking jobs on her own. But then, almost in the same breath, she contradicted herself completely, admitting it was Kris who did her thing and made it all happen.
I love my life and I love my job, and I feel so fortunate that I have been placed here, that for some reason I was given this life. Like, I feel immensely grateful for that, and I have had so much fun, and I think back on just the experiences that I've had this far, and it's shocking to me. I'm like, this is so freaking cool that I live this life. Like I said, I look back and the things that I've accomplished, just even my job. Like, I think I really, at one point when I was younger, decided I want to be a model and this is what I want to do. And the fact that I executed, because we talk about that determination, like I was 14 years old when I kind of made that decision and was like, this is what I want to do. And I went to my mom and I was like, please help me do this.
And Kris didn't exactly try to hide it. At an industry awards show, she publicly thanked the photographer who helped her make my daughter's dream come true. That one sentence said everything. This was never really a girl chasing her dream on her own terms. It was a dream that had been engineered for her from the start. What makes it even harder to defend is how little Kendall seemed to care about the work itself.
Kendall Jenner is tired of being called a nepo baby. She just did an interview where she actually acknowledges her privilege, but don't worry because she takes it back in the next second. Kendall says, I consider myself one of the luckiest people on the planet to be able to live the life that I live. But I do think that it's challenging for me a lot more than it's not. All while wearing a plain $1,000 tank top. Look, I can acknowledge the truth that just because you have money, it doesn't mean that you have zero problems in life. To say it's challenging for me a lot more than it's not, Kendall is so disconnected from any challenges she could have. She's never experienced this and she never will have to. And she could just let that be that. Instead, she continuously wants to cosplay someone who has been through struggle. Her biggest struggle is that she doesn't have struggles. This statement is saying is it's challenging for me to be richer than 99% of the world. It's challenging for me to have more privileges than 99% of the world. It's challenging for me to have more opportunities than 99% of the world. If you wanted to ditch the Nepo Baby playbook, you could have. And it's okay if you don't want to. I understand that. But then own it, because it is hard to feel bad for you.
In one behind-the-scenes moment, a professional runway coach was brought in to teach her how to walk, and she checked out halfway through, sighing, complaining she was bored, and eventually walking off.
Can we try it again? Sure. All right, great. Thank you. Go. Okay, stop. Don't.
Kendall,
okay.
This isn't a joke. You have to start taking this really seriously. Come on. Beep, beep, beep.
I don't think she's into this.
Kendall, this isn't funny. Kendall cannot, from the start, act like this diva and really difficult to work with. No one's gonna want to work with her.
How many times do I have to do it?
Do you not want to be here?
You know from the beginning I've been scared to do runway and like...
Why are you scared? You love to model. This is just an extension of modeling. Kendall? Kendall, where are you going? Where are you going?
Kim, I really don't want to be here right now.
Stop embarrassing me.
She's openly said fashion was never her true passion, that if modeling hadn't happened, she'd probably be competing in Olympic equestrian sports instead. That mix of nepotism and visible indifference finally caught up with her when she told a magazine she'd always been super selective about which shows she'd do, adding that she was never one of those girls doing 30 shows a season. She meant it to sound exclusive. But to the models actually grinding every single season just to survive in that industry, it landed very differently. When Kendall does agree to work, she's rarely giving it her full attention. People close to the industry have said she picks and chooses which runways to walk at the 11th hour, based entirely on her mood and what's in the check. That attitude showed up loud and clear when she posted a video shaving her legs in the back of a car on her way to New York Fashion Week, reportedly pulling in $40 million a year for work she treated like an inconvenience. And here's where it gets almost funny. The few gigs she does take tend to end with the brands rushing out apologies. In 2017, Pepsi released a commercial featuring Kendall solving protest tension by handing a police officer a can of soda right in the middle of the Black Lives Matter movement. The backlash was so fierce that Pepsi yanked the ad within a single day and issued a public apology.
The Kendall Jenner Pepsi ad was a terrible idea, and it would become one of the most hated commercials in marketing history. The main idea behind this campaign was that Pepsi has the power to unite different groups of people, but Pepsi was about to take this concept way too far. On April 4th, 2017, the brand released the Kendall Jenner ad. It featured Kendall Jenner heroically abandoning a photo shoot to unite a protest by giving a Pepsi to a cop. This was bad. While there's nothing wrong with advertising a drink as a unifying product, this ad trivialized several important ongoing protests and tried to use their publicity to sell the beverage. And the commercial was instantly torn apart. Nearly every news station was talking about how insensitive the ad was, and it was even made fun of by PewDiePie and SNL.
If I knew that this was going to be the outcome, like, I would have never done something like this, but you don't know when you're in the moment, and like, it was the most, like, it was so, like, I just felt so stupid.
Then came the Vogue shoot where she wore an afro, sparking accusations of cultural appropriation, serious enough that Vogue deleted the images and said sorry too. And then there was her tequila brand's promotional campaign, which framed Kendall riding through sun-soaked agave fields while actual Mexican farm workers harvested the land around her. Fans were quick to point out the irony of someone born into enormous privilege cosplaying as a laborer, surrounded by people doing the real back-breaking work. Her reputation was already on shaky ground. Then she started teasing a major announcement about helping young people, and for a moment, it actually felt like something real might be coming. The teaser was cinematic, emotional. She talked about her reach, about having lived through something herself, about being very normal and understanding. Her mother jumped in on Twitter, calling her daughter brave and vulnerable for sharing her story. Speculation spread fast. People wondered if she was finally going to speak openly about cosmetic surgery or body image or the pressure that comes with growing up on camera. Instead, it was an ad for Proactive. Kendall said the acne treatment had cleared her skin and encouraged her young fans to try it. But that story had a problem. Years before, she had publicly credited her personal dermatologist by name for fixing her skin. Not Proactive. So what was the emotional buildup actually for? Why the promises of vulnerability and connection, all wrapped around a skincare brand she apparently hadn't even used? It wasn't just a misstep. It felt calculated, a moment framed as genuine courage that turned out to be a paid partnership dressed up as empathy. Kendall Jenner's career gets sold to us as a success story, a blueprint for ambition and drive. But look past the glossy magazine covers and the front row seats, and a very different picture starts to form. She didn't fight her way into fashion. She didn't spend years building a portfolio in obscurity, hoping someone would finally notice her. The door was already wide open, and all she had to do was walk through it. What she left behind tells the real story. Bad press, half-hearted apologies, and a long list of people who say they were treated like they simply didn't exist to her. That's not the track record of someone who earned their place, and maybe that's the sharpest truth of all. When your last name opens every room, when money and family shield you from every consequence, you don't actually have to be exceptional at what you do. You just have to show up. So the question worth sitting with is this: how many genuinely talented people never got their shot because someone else was already standing in their spot? If this one had you thinking, drop your take in the comments below and subscribe for more Hollywood deep dives. See you in the next one.